Hello, everyone, and welcome to Session 9 of the Oblivion Oath. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I am Jason Bulmahn. I'm your game master and director of this crazy series of adventures. And before we get started here today, we just got one or two brief little notes. First of all, thank you all for watching. We know that over the past month, we've been doing a bunch of pre-recorded episodes. And many of you, I'm sure, are still watching with Twitch and joining in with all of us as we join you to talk about the episodes. We want to thank you for taking part. It's been great. Lots of fun. We've really enjoyed it. But I also want to say that next week, that would be Thursday, June 20th, we're going to be back to live episodes. So come back here this time, next Thursday, and we will be airing live.
Yay.
Hooray! Ooh, yay! All right. So, let's see. Where were we? When we last left our intrepid band of adventurers, they were traipsing around the sewers underneath Throne Step, desperately trying to get to a meeting with a group of Pathfinders that have promised them a way out of this wretched place. But to get there, apparently you have to deal with the denizens of the Throne Step sewers, and it doesn't look like the peace and prosperity of Razmir make it down here very often. This place is filled with rats and slimes, and now something even more sinister. You have made your way through the sewer tunnels, you wrenched open a gate, you fought off slimes, you fought off rats, and then making your way into a large cistern chamber, this large, leathery creature stomping around on three legs came rushing out of the darkness with three tentacles up above its head, a big toothy maw, and it dove into the deepest part of the cistern water, creating a wave of filth that washed up on shore, knocking Mikah and Zell from their feet. And it screamed in common, "Why you invade my home?" Something to that effect. Before splashing down into the water, raining you all with filth. This creature looks quite upset that you have entered its home. And I think that is where we left off, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So we're going to pick up right there. I'm not going to, there will be no delay. We're just going to pick up from that spot. So, can I get everyone, please, to roll me initiative? Those of you off to the side, if you're not in the middle of a light or you're carrying a light, you could roll stealth for initiative. But I think...
I've got a light.
Yeah, Zell, I think you're carrying a light, so that's not going to help you much. But everyone else can roll initiative. Qundle, are you off on... You're in the middle of a light, aren't you?
I'm right next to him, so
yeah, right,
I'm
okay.
illuminated by his light.
That's what I thought.
Me too?
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she can.
Yeah.
Stealth does not help me.
Yeah, and you're the one who making a stealth check is like, maybe not.
Savrina.
Right.
Savrina might benefit.
Savrina, in fact, is making a stealth check. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Carina, what do you have?
23.
Oh, that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to keep using this Lich Mini. Savrina is going right behind you this time at 22. Qundle.
23.
Oh, all right. Carina or Qundle, which one of you wants to go first?
I do.
Okay. No need to debate. Zell.
13.
13. Micah.
20. I got an okay initiative for once.
All right.
Mouthful of sewer water.
All right. Qundle. You recognize this creature as a Adiug. Being a sewer resident yourself, these things are a common menace in most sewer environments. What would you like to do?
And a spoken common.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so I'm going to move up to here through his square where he's prone.
Yeah.
That's an action. I'm going to start pulling filth-encrusted dead rats out of my bindle
Okay.
and saying, "Oh, great and mighty Adiug, denizen of the sewer, we are here to give you thanks for all that you have done and to feed you these seasoned rats as the peace and prosperity trickles down from above that we will give you so that you need not worry, you need not hunger. We will feed you and give you praise."
All right. I got you. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check as you attempt to sweet talk the sewer beast.
I will roll a natural 20, getting a 27.
It's home turf advantage.
So, there's three tentacles coming up out of the middle of the pool, right? And two of them end in these pads covered in long, thorny hooks. The middle one has all these eyes crusted all over it. You didn't see the eyes on the rest of its body, so the rest of its bulk is submerged underneath the water. The water must be at least 7 or 8 feet deep there in the center where it is. Right? It's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's in the deep part. That dotted out spot in the middle of the map there is the deeper spot. And it like was rushing forward, its tentacles all angry, and you stop and do that, and it catches one of the rats and it comes down under the water, and then you hear bubbling and burbling, and the bubbles, they kind of do that pop thing and the sound comes out and it's like nom, 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 nom. And the tentacles are just eating the rats right at the moment that you've thrown out into the filthy water. Qundle, I'm going to call that your whole action.
I buy that.
Carina, do you want to do anything?
Wow, I didn't think that was gonna work, but
There was no reason to think that was going to work.
Yeah, I mean, the combat hadn't actually started. I mean, it hadn't yet. It's an ambiguous gray area in the rules
You
there.
asked me who wanted to go first.
Yeah, all right, I understand.
He had a plan.
So Carina will, taking a lead from Qundle, say, shoot, man.
Shoot, what? That's nasty. What?
Your home's a sty.
We hope that our gift of these delicious rats will be payment for us to be able to cross through your beautiful home.
So this is the stalk with the eyes on the end of it, and it suddenly looks at you?
May we pass through, good, kind Otyugs. Oh, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
I said great and mighty audio.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
all right.
Yeah.
So it comes kind of half up out of the water. Move it 5 feet. It gets to the point where its mouth is up out of the water.
So she's here, I'm here.
Yeah,
there
it's
is.
kind of in the middle. And it's like, and it comes out as it's like a tentacle is feeding a rat into its mouth. And, it's like, nom, 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 nom. And it just kind of looks at all of you and is like, nom, nom, nom. And it kind of belches, and it's got this long, lolling tongue that's just like licking around. And mind you, it's been submerged in the sewer filth. It is a gross creature, and now that it's this close to you, the stench that is coming off this thing is nearly overpowering. Like to the point where you're feeling sick. And it kind of looks at all of you, and it's looking directly at you as the last person who spoke, and it's just like, got any more rats?
Qundle, got any more rats?
Tell me when I can speak again.
It's kind of looking over at the two of you. Two of you want to add anything? As you're getting yourself up off the floor.
There should be some rats headed this way, right? Because we killed all those.
There's a whole bunch of them that were up there.
They are kind of floating and bobbing down. Now
Yeah.
that the grate is raised, because the grate
Yeah.
was kind of blocking them in a gross kind of plot.
We found all these rats and we thought that you would like them, so we killed them for you, and they're floating this way right now as we speak.
Do you have deception?
I do.
Give me a deception check,
deception?
please. Did you just roll a deception check on me? Is that what you just did?
It's a hidden check.
Oh, all right.
Not the skill check you're looking for.
Players don't get to make secret checks from me. That's not how this works.
They do now.
Ah, this screen's so high I can't see anyway.
That will be a 19.
Oh, all right. Nom, nom. And it just, like, as they come in, the tentacles just start sweeping them, and it lowers its mouth to the surface of the water, so the sewer water is splashing in, and it's just using its tentacles to sweep, like, hordes of skewered, sliced up rat carcasses into its mouth.
Wow.
Are we still in combat?
No, not anymore. No, it's fine.
All right, let's
And the
Leave.
best of the filth was being filtered out by oozes that we removed so that your entire living quarters should now receive better quality filth.
It's like, damn oozes, they eat my food.
I know, right? But they're not here
His
anymore.
wife or something.
I'm picturing him following the trail of rats like, ooh, a piece of candy.
They'll just come to him.
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
May we pass?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
and powerful Odiug.
By the way, he kind of stomps over. He stomps down into the lower part of the sewer, and it kind of, as he goes into the lowest part, like the water level raises like a bathtub, and it kind of washes up on the shore in places, and you're like, ugh.
I mean, I'm already coated.
And the two of you are head to toe coated in sewer filth. And he kind of comes back up after a moment. It is probably more accurate. You can't really tell. It kind of comes back up after a moment. And you see the tentacle come up, and at first you see a boot. And he pulls it up, and then it's a leg and a whole body.
Oh.
And he's like,
Do we recognize the body?
no.
Okay.
He's like, this guy one of your friends?
Perception check?
Can we? We'd have to inspect him closer.
I don't think we need to do that. Let's just go, guys.
He's like, I'm sorry, he came down here and he slipped and fell and he couldn't swim, so he kind of drowned.
Yeah, let me take a
We're very
close look
sorry
at him.
he disturbed you without bringing a proper offering, and we apologize for the inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah, you're good.
Do you mind if I see if it is our friend? I'll have to inspect the body.
He's like,
closely.
okay, but I want to be clear. I get to eat him when you're done.
Of course.
All right. He kind of tosses this ragdoll sodden corpse, and it looks like a human. It doesn't look like a cultist or anything like that. It just looks like a person, like an average town folk, who apparently was down here in the sewers. Although now that he's thrown up there, you see like a traveler's cloak and a backpack, and and he just kind of tosses the body up.
We bought me a backpack, but if
We
I'm
bought
gonna
one to
be
share, yeah.
covered in this, I want to see if there's any good loot on this person's body.
Well, I mean, a backpack and a cloak.
Covered in, yeah.
You can wash it, right?
Everything we own is currently
That's
covered in.
true.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any worse than what
I'll
we've
take his-
already...
I can use prestidigitation later.
We're just going to help you out and take off all this extra stuff so it's easier for you to enjoy.
Oh yeah, no, he's got some chunky bits. I don't want to eat those, so you can have them. That's fine.
All right, guys.
We're more
chunky
alike
bits.
than different. He doesn't like chunky bits either.
Aw.
It's all about finding common sewage ground.
And I continue to loot this poor person who's dead.
All right, so I have to admit, most of the things on this guy are ruined. However, he had there was a scroll in his belt that is not a thing anymore. It's now a ruined. Yeah, I mean it kind of comes apart even as you try and take it off. And this guy's a little bloated. It looks like he maybe died about a couple days ago, and at least you think.
I will forego licking him to confirm.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. How many fortitude saves do you want to make?
Does it take to get to the center of a
to get to a corpsey pop, yeah.
Mr. Oath.
So, in his pack, however, you find a couple things that are of interest. One, there is a small leather case that looks like it's remained sealed, even though it's been underwater. And opening that up, you find it to be filled with tools and implements. It looks like a repair kit.
Oh.
It's just a repair kit. It's not an expensive item or anything like that. But it's used for fixing up armor and fixing up other things.
Nice.
In addition, he is wearing studded leather armor. It's filthy. I mean, it's really gross. But he is wearing studded leather armor. And attached to that armor is, and it's hard to tell, but once you pull it up out of the water, you can kind of see it in the glimmering torchlight. He has attached to his armor there's a silver pendant that looks like an angel.
Can I do a check on that to see if I know what it is?
You might be able to. I'll get to that in just half a second.
Okay.
He also has a sword sheathed at his waist, and on that, right next to the sword, is a belt pouch. And you can investigate that. So what do you want to do?
Let's take this stuff and get out of here, and then investigate it.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, some of them bits, I tried to gnaw on them a bit, but some of them were kind of pointy. I don't want to eat them.
We will remove all of the pointy bits so that the remaining corpse will be soft and delicate for your palate.
Well, I've been letting him kind of ferment to perfection.
Well, that is because you are a wise and powerful master of the sewers.
I also enjoy stews. And then I kick the now naked corpse into the thing.
Before you do that, Carina will say a little prayer to Pharasma to hopefully bless the soul on its journey wherever it might be.
Oh, you softskins pray over meat. I forgot.
I missed a bus. You missed a bus. What is the next bus?
Yeah, so looking at the body, by the way, as you kind of strip the... Are you taking the armor?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to use it, but I'll take
the sewer armor?
it. It needs to be modified for me anyway, but...
That is absolutely true. But you do have a repair kit, which allows you to make those kinds of modifications.
Stench mail.
So, looking over the body, it does look like he drowned. Like, it doesn't look like he died violently. He has a couple wounds on him, but they mostly look like bites and scratches and stuff, so...
Okay.
The Adiug, by the way, is finishing up the rat morsels just as you guys are done with the
We
corpse.
should keep going.
All right.
We will take no more of your time, your valuable wallowing time, so that you may now consume this de-crunchy-bitted corpse at your leisure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll kick it in and say, stew is on. I've once again fulfilled
Thank you.
my
Thank
stew
you.
oath.
Backing away down that way.
Let's get out of here.
Thank you.
He's like, hey, do me a favor.
Of course.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
If you see my wife,
Uh-huh.
don't tell her about the corpse. It's mine.
I promise.
Are there symbols on the wall for which direction we should be heading out of this room?
You're like, yeah, gross sewer monster. We got it. We got to go. As a matter of fact, looking
like a
out,
domestic
there is a little compass symbol over here on the eastern wall, heading that way.
Okay.
What's your wife's name? So that we know which Odiug we're talking to.
Sagartha.
Sagartha. Thank you.
What was your name,
your
sir?
name?
Why are we conversing?
We're leaving, but we're curious.
Yeah.
Grenvil.
Grenvil.
The happy Adiug married couple of
folks,
Grenvil and Sagartha.
That's GMing at its finest, because I guarantee you, when he sat down, he did not have names for these Odiugs.
Stop giving away my secrets. All right.
Thank you, Grenvil.
I hope to see some fan art of this couple. Too.
Oh, they're gonna be so.
Oh,
Kind of
boy.
cute.
Yeah, no,
With-
they're fine.
Like holding their little tentacle hands.
Well, and they might have a child or a Tatyug.
All right. So he grabs
Sorry.
the corpse
I'm not.
and grabs the corpse, feeds one foot into its mouth, begins crunching as he sinks below the filth.
That sound is going to stick with me forever.
We go that way.
All right.
So here's this horrifying thing. It's the most reasonable person we've met in this town.
Yeah,
That's true.
it really is.
I mean, we invaded his home. He yelled. We gave him some stuff. He let us go.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
we shared our
But we should still
prosperity.
go.
Yes.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
we
We
are
are
out of here.
gone.
Okay, so
Just going to move the minis. Can we get out of here, please?
My goblin
Oh,
tribe,
God.
occasionally people would break in and would yell at them in Goblin, why are you running into our home?
Here,
And
I'll
then
take the
they'd,
rear now.
Kill us.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
You go,
nice.
nom, nom.
I've been
That's what
very
I thought.
slow.
Do you want
anyway.
this guy back?
Yeah, I'll take Grenvil back.
Grenvil the Gluttonous.
Grenvil the hungry. All right. So you have dealt with the Adiug. Yeah.
That went
Sure.
how you thought it would go.
Exactly how I thought it would go. All right. So you have explored, and looking around the area, you find another symbol. And to be honest, that symbol leads you down a passageway that goes on for quite a bit. You are traveling for about 10 minutes, and the passageway takes a couple turns here and there, but doesn't really lead you anywhere other than forward. You don't find any more symbols. And then you finally reach a point where off to one side, there is a passageway built into the sewer that is up a few steps so that even if the sewer floods a bit, the sewage wouldn't get into this dry passageway. And in fact, it looks like it's never really been flooded with sewage. It looks dry, and there's no signs of filth running in it. But there is a passageway going off that way, and down that passageway, about 20 feet down, there is a lone sputtering, oily torch lighting the tunnel. And occasionally you see little pops as wafts of sewer gas make their way to it in a way that is probably not up to OSHA standards for this sewer.
Real quick, what was in the belt pouch? Let's just figure that out real
Let's
quick
look in the
before we
belt
go in there.
pouch.
Wait, before we open any of that, did you say you know prestidigitate?
I didn't prepare it today, though.
Oh.
I'm really bad. I didn't prepare light or prestidigitation to go into a sewer.
I mean, we're still in the sewers. It's really going to be useful.
To be fair, you're new at this whole adventuring thing, so the thought of going into a sewer,
I didn't know.
You didn't think of that.
We did not cover this in my schooling.
Yeah.
That's funny, because this is the first thing we covered in my schooling.
Well,
To be fair, your school was in a sewer.
What's your point?
Yeah. All right. So
most of them aren't.
moving on. There is at the base of this passageway a small little compass pointing in the direction of the
But you want
passageway.
to look in the
I wanna
If
look
it's
in the
not
belt.
obvious.
Yeah,
I was just
going
going to clean it off before we opened it, but we can't, so go ahead.
All right, I'll open the pouch.
Inside the pouch is a handful of coins. That's right. The party finally found some money.
Oh my
There
gosh.
is 2 gold pieces, 11 silver pieces, and 7 copper pieces. In addition, there is a small glass vial filled with a pinkish liquid. The pouch looks like it kept out most of the wretched sewer water.
Good pouch.
Well, that wasn't great.
So,
The sound of money clinking.
Yeah.
what do we do to try and figure out what a vial of pinkish liquid is? What is the process?
So the way that you can do that is you can spend some time.
Some dice back.
Takes about 10 minutes, and you can make Arcana checks,
Okay.
or craft checks, or nature checks, or depending on what your magical tradition
Religion
is.
checks.
Yeah, you might be able to make a wide variety of checks to attempt to identify an item.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, there isn't actually even a check. You just spend some time
And you get it.
and you figure out what it does.
Okay. Well, I don't think we want to take the time to do that now, because we
Yeah,
keep being
we're kind of
delayed.
late.
Yeah.
You're probably not very late at this point in time, like maybe 5 minutes, but it also was pretty clear that the guy was like, yeah, just around then. So, I mean, you wager that if you take another 10 minutes to identify a thing or two, it's probably not going to cause you too much trouble.
You want to take 10 minutes and tell us what this thing is?
I could try, yeah.
Well, you can try that. There are other...
Yeah, there was the
there was
angel thing.
the sword,
Oh, yeah.
which has a
Angel.
crystal attached to its pommel. You
in that
didn't
case-
realize that until you unstrapped it.
Yeah, so we should look at that too.
I'll look at the sword. Can I do that? Or do I
Well,
have a-
so you probably don't actually have the right skills to do
Right.
so. I'm wagering you don't have Arcana.
No.
Yeah. You probably can.
I got
and-
religion.
And I'm wagering Carina probably can.
Religion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't need to make a check. You just need to tell me which thing you're trying to identify, and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So there is the potion.
Yeah.
There is this sword. And let me describe the sword. So you take the sword and you unsheath it a bit. And it is a silver sword. The blade of it is made from silver. It is a short sword. It's not a long sword or anything like that. It's not a huge sword. And attached to the pommel is a talisman. So you quickly come to realize the thing on the armor, the little angel pendant, is a talisman as well. Talisman are a new type of magic item in Pathfinder 2nd Edition that are small little items that you affix to usually weapons or armor. And once they're affixed, you can spend an action, or depending on the object, you can spend either an action or a free action or something to activate them and gain some benefit, depending on what the pendant is. So, you've got a handful of those. If you want, you can identify kind of all of those and figure out what they are.
Yes, I think we want to do that, because we've
Yeah.
got 3 people who can do it and 3 things that seem likely, so that should be
Yeah.
1 10-minute.
All right, great. So you spend a little bit of time doing that, and you come to realize that the potion is a minor healing potion.
Okay.
Real simple. That's just going to heal for a D8. That's all it does. The crystal attached to the short sword, and it is already attached, And I'll explain what that means here in just half a second. The crystal is a potency crystal. And if you activate the potency crystal, what that does for you, let me just make sure I have the exact text of this correct, is that it treats the weapon as a +1 striking weapon for the rest of the turn. And so you can activate it, which is a free action. And then for all of the rest of the attacks with that weapon, it's treated as +1 and striking. A striking weapon deals an extra die of damage. So in this case, instead of it doing a d6, it would do 2d6 and would have a +1 to hit. That's what that's going to do.
That's nice. And that just lasts for one turn, and then it's
done. Burned out. Yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing is a Crying Angel pendant. This is attached to your armor, and when you administer first aid to someone or treat wounds, if you critically fail the check, you can burn the pendant and it's treated as a failure instead, so you don't deal damage to them.
That sounds handy.
That's extremely handy.
And does that just work once?
Just works once.
Okay.
These talismans are very inexpensive magic items. They're
Okay.
really
They're like martial potions or super
Yeah,
basic
or
scrolls.
scrolls,
They're
yeah.
one shot. Yeah.
yeah.
Can I have that short sword?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're going to have the armor too, right? Because you don't have your armor, or did you have armor?
I don't have armor.
Yeah, but you usually wear some.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should probably eventually get this suited
Can
for
we
you.
detach this and put it on your armor?
I
You
don't
can.
know.
So with a repair kit, you can take a talisman and take it off one thing and put it onto another thing. That is affixing it to that item, but it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like we could do this maybe later.
Yeah, because I
Affix
can't even wear the
talismans
armor.
to clothes the way treating it as armor.
Not quite, but there is a way to do it.
Okay.
We'll
Worry about that later.
later. So, all right. But the short sword already has its talisman affixed.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do anything there. You can just use it.
I'll just take that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So who's going to carry the healing potion? You have some healing. I have some healing. So I would
Yeah.
think one of you two
Yeah.
should carry the potion.
They're usually.
I'll
in the...
carry it, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you've divvied up the treasure, and you're standing at the entranceway to the meeting chamber, or at least you hope the meeting chamber is somewhere this way.
It's another 10 miles. Oh.
So let's go
4
knock
days
on the
later.
door,
Yeah.
find out. Let's go.
When they told us which grate to go down, how carefully did you write down those instructions?
He wrote it down great.
Just totally went down the entirely wrong grate. You're in a different part of the sewer. There's nothing here. All right, no. So,
We would then have to grill you about the point.
all right, that's enough. All right, so
Are you going to bar us from any further comments? Like
you're really. I'm going to start giving myself free hero points. All right. So you're able to make your way down this passageway, and after about 30 feet or so, just on the edge of the light from that sputtering torch, there is a door. It is a wooden door. It looks kind of swollen and a little deformed from all the humidity that's down here. Iron banded, and it just has the compass symbol scratched into the wood, and it's just pointing up.
I look up.
There's a passageway. No, it's just a door. Yeah.
More slides.
Do you think that thing's trapped in any way?
I don't know.
I mean, you
Would you
would
want
be,
to take a look?
you'd be the best one to check.
That's going to be a secret check on my front. What's your perception?
Check it. 6.
You carefully look over the door frame, and between its wooden slats, you don't find anything unusual.
Did
Looks
they say
safe.
anything about just walking in, or do we need to knock or something?
Oh, I'll try knocking.
No, I mean, I think we could just walk in. They didn't say not to.
They didn't really mention a secret knock or anything.
They
like
also
that.
didn't say that there'd be an Odiug,
Yeah.
2 slimes, a closed portcullis,
It's polite.
and bats.
That's
It's polite
true.
to
Just-
knock.
Okay.
I'll knock.
Suit yourself.
He's learned
I know.
this in his human studies.
What's like? He's like, should I not? No, I'm already knocking. I'm sorry, Carina.
All right, so you knock on the door, and a moment passes, and then the door. This is one of those doors with like the thumb latch, right? It's not a handle; it's just a thumb latch.
Such luxury.
And the thumb latch, you see it kind of, and then the door creaks open, and from behind it, you see a human man who's just kind of looking at you, and he's like, "Who sent you?"
Solve it.
Yeah.
He kind of carefully opens up the door, and he's a scrawny-looking, thin man. He's Scarred, kind of dirty, but, so is everybody down here. And he's like, come in, quickly.
Mm-hmm. We go in.
All right, you make your way inside, and he closes the door behind you, and ushers you into a larger chamber. It's kind of a longer chamber. The far end of it drops down a few steps, and at the far end of it, there's just kind of a stone pedestal, and behind it you see Selvet, and he's talking to another man. And grand total, there's 5 people here. 4 men, 1 woman. They're all human, although one of the men looks like he might have some half-orc in him. And they kind of all look at you when you enter. And Selvet says, friends, I was wondering if you were going to make it. Welcome.
Did you know there's an Adiug in your sewers?
What? Is it back?
They are back. Grenvil and Sagartha.
They have names?
They're
You
married.
think they just said, hey, you?
We tend to just avoid the beasts.
Well, the passageway you sent us down between the giant rats, the oozes, and the portcullis didn't have any option but to go past Grenvil's house.
He says, I understand. Please, my sincerest apologies, friends. We don't send acolytes, those who are uninitiated, down through our other secret passages. We wouldn't want to compromise them. We sent you through the one that is kind of just through the sewers. There are other ways to reach this chamber that are not as dangerous.
Out of curiosity, have you had any other new folks coming through the sewerway not make it?
He kind of looks at you and he says, no.
Okay.
No. Welcome, friends. Please, step forward. Step forward.
Just so you know, Grenvil's not an unreasonable Adiug. You feed him some sewer rats and be polite, he'll probably let you walk by.
That's useful information. Thank you. Please, friends, come forward. We must initiate you into our...
Whoa. I thought we were just going out of the city. Nobody said anything about initiation.
Well, we're not going to exactly trust you with all of our secrets unless you're part of our order.
You do realize we're in the capital city of a cult god who tries to initiate people.
Yes, of course.
You understand our hesitancy.
He says, yes. No, I understand. No, I perhaps I should explain. And at this, they kind of usher you down towards the front, where it's just Selvet. The other 4 are just in the back. And the 4 of you are down there, and he says, friends, I do greatly appreciate you making your way here. You have proven yourself quite capable, quite skilled, and quite ready to join our cause. Now, I know you have some doubts. I know that you do. But the leader of our order will usher all of those away.
This is not reassuring at all.
And soon you will see the light. And you hear some kind of shuffling in the background. And you hear, yes.
Yeah.
You most certainly will. And turning around, looking behind you, all of the people that were back there have donned robes
Yep.
and masks.
I knew it. I knew this was a
We
bad
are
idea.
always on the lookout for those who are capable and might serve Razmir.
Sure.
And in the center of them, you recognize Vokar.
Yeah.
Although you're not sure which one of the 4 he was. Now, I'm afraid you have proven yourself most resilient to all of our recruitment, so I'm afraid we're going to have to try a bit more extreme measures. Take them. And Vokar turns to leave. And at that, we are about to enter combat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put out a map.
Just pretend to join them and leave in another 2 years.
So I'm going to go ahead and put out this map.
Okay.
That's the chamber that you're in.
All right.
Okay.
This was the passageway leading to the chamber, and you can just put that one down on the end. Don't worry about the sewer map. You're not in there anymore. Yeah. And if you could take all of your minis and put them down at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
The one person who hasn't donned a mask at all is Selvet. I'm going to put Selvet behind the altar.
Okay.
And then in the background, we are going to put these 3 lovely minis, and we'll make sure to try and get a photo of these for folks to see. These are from the newest set. Priests of Rasmir minis. Oh, yeah. Put all 3 of those at the top of the stairs.
All right. Top of the stairs. Here we go.
I'm going to sneak a peek.
Yeah, no, they look nice. They really do.
And then back near the door, let's put that as, we'll claim that as...
Way back here?
Yeah, back near the door there. Okay. That is our good friend.
I have to borrow some of your
Vokar.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no.
We weren't actually going to go to Rasmir until Jason saw those minis. And
That is not true. I wanted to take you to Rasmir way before we had minis. All right, now.
Are any of the people in robes, like, giant female half-orc sized?
The half-orc?
Uh-huh.
It might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, they weren't wearing robes when we came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
dark.
So
You didn't get a good look at the
Oh, okay.
half-orc. Yeah, the half-orc was kind of in the back.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, now that you think about it, the half-orc actually kind of wasn't facing you either.
right.
And neither was one of the other
yeah.
guys.
Awkward.
So, at this point in time, can I get everyone to roll me initiative?
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh my gosh.
8.
16.
19.
I see.
Or no, I'm
8
sorry.
And go a 7.
Sorry, hold on to your numbers, everybody. I'm gonna grab them from you. Did somebody put Severina down there, right?
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
done
she's
it.
down there.
All right, great.
She partying with us.
All
She's
right.
in our party.
She's not. She didn't don robe and mask. did
No,
she?
she didn't. As a matter of fact, neither did Selvet, but Selvet has rapidly pulled out a rapier.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look like he's exactly on your side. I mean, as a matter of fact, he kind of lured you down here. All right. So,
We noticed.
yeah, did you? All right.
A little too late, but we did notice.
Roll for them. Okay.
Wait a second.
Qundle, what do you got?
I don't.
16.
He's our friend.
16. Karina?
I got an 8.
Zell?
I'm sorry, I beat 9. I actually beat you by 1.
Micah?
14. So.
Oh, well, all right then. Severina is going right in here. That'll be her. And you're not sure where the bad guys are going just yet. All right, Qundle, you're at the top of the order. So Vokar looks like he's leaving. He's walking out the door. That's what he's doing. Then you've got the 3 Rasmirin cultists.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got Selvet.
Okay. So we're going to start by saying, Durgan, I know it's you. Deal's still good. Turn to our side. You get a gold. Didn't work for you last time. I've got the money.
She responds freely, and I've got friends. So, what would you like to do?
Ouch.
Oh, no.
Gold can buy you more friends.
You're thinking like a Rasmirin. All right.
I will shoot a divine
burn.
lance at Selvet.
That's Selvet.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
I will hit a 15.
We can see the whole
15 is going to miss.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to dodge out of the way of that.
I assume it was an action to try and bring Durgan over to our side, so I'm good.
Yeah. All right. That was Qundle. Severina goes. The first thing she's going to do is go, No, I don't want to go with you. And she immediately starts playing her flute. And so
Panic flute playing.
she's panic fluting. And she's going to inspire courage in everyone.
Ooh, I like that.
And then she is going to follow that up by casting guidance on somebody. Mikah, it's going to be your turn. What are you doing?
Well, let's see.
What you got?
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Acid splash. Acid
I think I may acid splash because they're.
Especially there's 3 right there. I don't know if it hits multiple.
That's the thing. I think it's slightly different now. Acid splash is a 1 creature or object, but it's a 30-foot range. So
Yeah. Splash one of these fools.
yeah. I'm gonna. If I ran by them, would they have a
You don't know.
They might.
It depends.
Yeah. So just to finish up Severine's turn real quick, she cast guidance on let's see, Qundle. You're right next to her. Picked someone. It was you or Mikah. She casts. Actually, it's only one action. So, and it actually has a range. So she's actually going to cast it on Carina. She's going to cast guidance on you. This is a +1 status bonus to one attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check that you attempt before the end of her next turn.
Okay.
But remember, you already have a +1 status bonus on your attack rolls. So using it on that won't do anything for you.
Okay.
All right. That's
I
what
got
that does. And she can only cast that on you
You might have
once
to go
this
over
way.
that list of things again for me.
Yeah, it's going to be a skill check or a saving throw if you're forced to make one. That's
Skill
going
check,
to be
saving
where it
throw.
is.
Okay.
You can't use it on your AC. All right, so Mikah, over to you.
Okay, I'm gonna try acid splash on just the middle guy and
The
hope
middle
it,
cultist.
Hope it splashes.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. So it's a spell attack.
Yep, go right ahead.
Oh, that's a 1. Brings it to an 8.
Well, a 1's automatically going to
Right.
be a miss. So unless your attack roll is a critical hit, but in this case, that's not going to be the case. So the acid is going to go flying over his head and is going to miss entirely. All right. That was 2 of your actions, Mikah. What would you like to do with the third one?
I'm gonna.
You do have your shield.
Yeah, I'm
back.
gonna cast my shield spell.
All right. Zell, it's up to you.
All right, I got no weapons out, so I'll take out my rapier and short sword. Can they? So these are steps. They have to come down. Can they go over the edges? Like
They could jump down the edges. That's
Okay.
easy, but jumping up is actually hard. It's not really much of a ledge.
Right.
I mean, well, it's a ledge, but it doesn't have like a banister or anything like that.
And the short sword I took out is going to be my crystal infused short sword. And
So the silver short sword?
yeah,
All right.
that guy's creeping around over there, but I don't know. I want them to spend actions to come to me, so I'll just stay there. I won't use my last action.
So you're drawing your weapon.
Yeah, drawing each of my weapons, so that's 2
Okay,
actions.
So you have 2 actions. All right.
And then last action, I'm going to let them
All right.
kind of come to me.
Okay. Okay. So that was Zell. There you go. Actually, tied Carina, and they get to go first. So here's what's going to happen. The bullies are going to go. The two of them are going to actually. They all just advance 5 feet down. So if you could just move them all 5 feet closer to me, that'll take care of all their movement, and that's 1 action for each of them.
Is one of them on like the ledge?
One of them jumps off the ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, he jumps straight down.
Oh, off it. Okay.
So one is going to attack Severina twice. He's going to strike out with a sap.
Yikes.
Oh, and he's going to hit. As a matter of fact, that's a critical hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Sabrina.
Well, yeah, I rolled a 19. 14 damage to her. All right, he rings her bell quite good. She's like, oh, as he just like hits her right in the head. And the second attack's going to miss. Then the next one is going to attack Mikah.
Rude.
Here it comes. He's also wielding a sap. And he is going to get a armor class of 17.
Ow.
Does that hit you with the shield up?
Not with a shield.
The shield gives you a bonus of 1.
Oh, yes, it does.
All right.
Then.
So that's going to do a grand total of 6 points of damage to you. Now, non-lethal damage, by the way, is handled just like ordinary damage, unless it's the thing that knocks you out, in which case you are only unconscious and not dying.
Right.
And then he's going to take his third attack at you, and that's going to miss. The final one is going to attack Carina. Here comes the sap. Armor class 18.
That will hit. Wait, Bard gives me +1 to hit.
To hit.
Right.
Hit, not
Yeah,
AC.
Okay. Yep.
So that is going to hit for 6 points of non-lethal. The non-lethal part doesn't matter right now. And then its second attack is going to miss. Last but not least, or actually not last, Vokar opens the door, walks out, closes the door.
Of course.
Pretty intense
Yeah.
action.
As he leaves, he says, I shall see you all soon. and he closes the door.
I want to pretend he's there listening to make sure.
He's got a glass up against it, and up to the mask. Yeah, no,
Ooh, that sounded like it hurt.
yeah. All right. Now, Selvit is going to...
Selvit.
Yeah, Selvit's going to come running around, and he is going to end up in a spot where he is flanking Carina. So if somebody could move him to that spot.
I was going to come to you next turn, so...
Carina.
Well, he solved that problem for
Yes.
you. So
He came to your pretty axe.
Bring your pretty face.
he is going to move up to that spot, and then he is going to take a swing at you with his rapier. He says, "It really will just be easier if you submit." Armor class 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ooh, that was some poor rolling, but take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Move, attack. Yeah, he's going to swing at you again. Armor class 21, actually.
That'll hit.
Another 5 points of damage.
Ouch.
That rapier is darting in and out between your
Yeah.
defenses, finding the creases in your armor and stabbing. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That was the bad guys. They've all gone. Carina, it's your turn.
Karina's pretty mad.
I can imagine. Fighting all your way down here only to be betrayed.
Yeah.
By a I asked him how we could trust him, and he
Yeah.
told me to trust him.
Drop
Yes, and you did. You did exactly what he asked. Yeah, it worked out well.
She's pretty hurt too. Oh. What, dropping things is a free action, right?
Yep.
Okay. I just can't give up my shield right now. Okay, I'm gonna swing at him with my axe and try to hit him. That's gonna be a 25 to hit.
Hit. A sound hit, but not a critical hit.
That's gonna be a 6 points of damage.
All right, you deal 6 points of damage to Selvit. He grimaces in pain, but he's still standing.
Figures. Alright. That is gonna be a 11 to hit. 12.
11 is the 12 is not going to hit now.
And for my last action, I will raise my shield.
All right, you get your shield up to defend yourself. Top of the order, Qundle.
Qundle will fill himself with an angelic halo, burning my focus point.
Okay.
And I will then cast a 2-action heal on Carina
Okay.
He's so beautiful.
for 15 points of healing.
Thank you.
Majestic.
Appreciate
All right.
that.
Does she look,
She looks significantly better.
but not fully healed?
I'm trying to do math in my head right
That's
now.
fair.
You said 15?
Yeah.
Did you move before you cast?
No.
Or did you just stand there and cast?
Yeah, because 1 action for the halo.
Oh, all
2
right,
actions
yeah,
for the
yeah,
heal.
right.
So yeah, I just did that cast.
None of them take advantage of your lapse of.
I mean, I'm not adjacent to anyone, so.
Oh, all right. Well, oh yeah, that's
looks
right.
pretty
You're off
good.
Okay.
then. All
Pretty good is good.
right. I will take pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. That is Qundle. Severina will cast the Inspire Courage again, and then instead of casting the other spell, she has her rapier out and is going to attempt to stab the cultist in front of her. Here it comes. Armor class 21 is going to hit for 5. Then she's going to swing again and is going to miss. All right, that is Severina. Mikah.
Can I go through squares of my friends?
You can go through squares of your friends, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to squeeze through here. Oops. I'm gonna just fall over, apparently. Squeeze through here and go on this side of the cultists.
Okay. So
go
she,
there.
she has gone through a threatened square of every foe.
Yeah, and no one takes advantage of that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Pray and run.
So,
Please don't have attack of opportunity. Please don't have attack of opportunity. Please don't have attack
Yeah.
of opportunity.
Please.
Otherwise, that was
Okay.
about to turn into a Klingon pain ritual as they all just stab you.
Whack. So Micah's pretty pissed at this point. We don't want to join your stupid religion. And she's going to kind of hold her book and say a bunch of really weird words, and she is going to cast Grim Tendrils
Oh my.
on
who?
It's a 30-foot line, so
Oh, wow.
I would like to
You lined
put
them
the
up so
line
nicely for us.
this
Wow.
way.
Through all the cultists?
You threw all of
yeah,
the bullies, yeah.
That's kind of why I
So
went.
these gray spectral tendrils just come flying out of your hand, right?
Let's see. Tendrils of darkness curl out from your fingertips.
Yeah, so it's like these tendrils of darkness just come streaking out of her fingers, going through all of the cultists, and they all just like turn gray and start withering. What's the effect of that spell?
Let's see here.
You freak out your goblin friend. That's the
Yeah.
effect of that
The
spell.
effect of that spell.
Okay.
Qundle gets the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, so I need one more d4 if I can borrow it from
yes.
someone, because I threw my dice all over the floor. So 2d4, and that is 7 of negative damage,
Okay.
and 1 persistent bleed to...
So they're going to take 7 negative. Did they
Yeah.
get a save?
Yes, now they do a fortitude save.
Is it a basic fortitude?
It just says must attempt a fortitude save.
Okay. And your DC is what, 17?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
So only one made it. The one in the middle made it.
Okay.
So the
Where any
it wasn't a crit
critical?
fail.
Okay.
No.
Failure, that creature takes full damage. Oh, okay, I see. Success, they take half the negative damage and no bleed.
No bleed. All right. So the one that's down at the end fighting Severina, like the tendrils pass through him, his skin turns gray, and he's just like, and he just collapses to the ground.
Okay.
The only
This
reason
one?
you know his skin turned gray is because as he crumbles and falls to the ground, I just realized I'm describing their skin and they're wearing masks.
yeah.
But as he falls to the ground, his mask tumbles away and you can see gray, sallow eye sockets like he was aged and his life was drained out of him. And he falls to the ground.
Yep.
Yep. That's the thing that happened.
So, stop asking us to join your cult. That's all my actions.
Zell.
Like, I was wondering when you were going to use that.
I don't like to.
About this?
So, flanking's only if you're on the other side of it, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm just going to... So this guy didn't...
Can you not get on the other side because of the altar thing?
I mean, I could jump up, right? From
Yeah,
here?
absolutely.
Okay. I'll use a movement to get
He's
over
wanting
here.
to jump up over the stairs.
Yeah. Can
Oh, he's
On the
trying to
high-
get on the side
yeah.
of the cultist, not
Yes.
on Selvet.
Correct.
Yeah, sure. Give me an acrobatics check real quick.
6 plus 7... 13?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So he's going to jump up.
I was just kind of maintain your balance.
Right.
We're gonna jump
He'll
up there
flank a
and not fall over.
cultist with Carina.
And then I'll twin feint him.
All right.
So first is the rapier, and I have +1 from that awesome song, which is a 20.
Hit.
So it's a crit. So it's a natural 20. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a crit.
So it's a D6 from a rapier. It's a D8 because it's deadly, and I
The
crit.
D8 is not doubled. So roll the
D8's not.
roll the D6 and the sneak attack D6, and then add your dex. Double that total,
So 6 plus 10, so that's 20.
and then add the other die.
28.
Yeah. So you run this guy through, and who's on the other side? Carina.
Carina.
So, Carina, you are spattered with this guy's gore, and the mask comes tumbling off, and you see Kret just like he's super dead.
She's kind of facing away, so she just feels the blood spatter on her back and then looks kind of down, and there's just his head there, you know, like, oh.
Yeah, he's super dead. Kret is monstrously dead.
Kret is dead.
Yeah.
Crit is dead.
Yeah.
So with twin
That
feint,
attack
can you hit a
was a
different target with the
critical
second
success.
attack, or does it have to be the same target?
I believe it's the same target, and you
Oh, okay.
declared that as your action. So you
he's-
killed him, and you're just stabbing the corpse now.
Die!
Yeah. So there's that. All right. That was Zell. Next up, They go. What's left of them? I have
For sure, what's left of them is Durgan.
one cultist who is Durgan, who is going to swing madly at. She's going to chase down Qundle. Where are you? He steps forward, even though it's in. She steps forward, even though it's into the flank. This is all your fault! She screams from underneath her
I
robes.
gave you an opportunity to change
Can I use my
sides.
reaction to hit her?
Do you have attack of opportunity?
No.
No, I don't think you do.
No, I don't. That's right.
So he's gonna stride forward and strike out at Qundle.
Yeah, we're your friends now, huh?
Armor
Yeah.
class 18.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to use your reaction or no?
of course.
Yeah. All right.
Karina says, when you meet Pharasma, she will judge you harshly for this.
All
Change
right.
your ways or prepare to spend eternity suffering.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. This is going to give you resistance 3, but
That's
oh
not-
no,
that's
sorry.
not
Oh,
an
that's
attack.
right. No. Oh, that's
She
right.
just
She has
feels
to.
guilty.
She has to feel guilty. Okay. She decides to feel guilty, and she's going to deal damage, but you're going to get the resistance. Here it comes.
Okay.
And that is going to reduce the damage down to just 2.
Okay.
And then she takes all of those penalties.
She's stupefied now.
Yeah. More so. All right. That was, and then she's going to swing at you again. It's going to miss. Next up, Selvet is going to attack Carina. He is going to swing at you with his rapier, and he's going to miss. And then he is going to cast Command at you.
Okay.
He says, "Drop your weapon! By the will of Rasmir!"
Yeah. That's
Give me a will save, please.
Resting dwarf face.
Oh, please.
Do you want to
Please roll
put a
well.
+1 status bonus on this from
That's already expired,
Is it already
unfortunately.
expired?
It
Oh, yeah.
had to be
Damn.
used by her
Yeah.
at last turn.
So that is going to be an 11.
I'm afraid on your next turn, the first thing you will do is drop. Oh!
Yeah.
Or not.
So that's going to be a 20.
You're like, I'm
Resting
not paying
dwarf.
attention to you. No. All right.
She was going to do it, and then he said in the name of Rasmir.
And it's just like, no.
If you'd said Pharasma, maybe.
Karina, it's your turn.
Yeah, she did not appreciate that. I think she'll say she's going to drop her shield, actually, and grab her axe with both hands
Oh boy.
and say,
Choppy time.
Yeah, Rasmir doesn't command me, Pharasma does.
Oh no.
She rolls I roll 1.
Because that's how dice do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then she'll swing again.
All right.
Oh gosh. So that's gonna be a 6.
No.
So yeah, and
So
then
you swing wildly, and he's like, "You will come to the will of Rasmir."
You
Yeah.
have more
Unfortunately, the end of
hero
your
points.
turn.
Yeah.
was the
Yeah, because you had to reshift your grip,
Oh, okay.
which is
Yep.
an action. Top of the order, Qundle.
I gave you every possible opportunity to be on the right side of this, and you just refused. Has it been an hour since the fight with the rats?
Yes.
So I can now use medicine on myself.
Yes.
And I never used battlefield medicine on myself, so I can do that as an action right now.
Yes.
Because I never healed myself from that, and I've been going around with less than half my hit points this whole time.
Yeah, right.
Jeez. Uh-oh.
Spending these here.
Did you roll a
those
1?
hero
I did
points,
not.
by the
It was
way.
not a 1, but it wasn't great. I now, however, will get a 23.
All right. Success. Give yourself back 2d8 as you rapidly patch yourself up.
That is 9.
9.
That is
All right.
all of my damage.
All right.
That was one action.
Yep.
For my next 2, I'm going to shoot her with a Divine Lance.
Very good.
That will be a 19.
19 will hit.
I've got my Divine Lance listed here. I will do 7 points of damage.
So here's the thing. It never looked like they fully patched her up. She
Uh-huh.
looked really
Oh,
badly
no.
hurt, and she goes down.
Goodbye.
Qundle looks sad as she slumps to the floor.
Yeah, you guys beat her to hell and back earlier, and it doesn't look like they fully healed her up.
We tried. Well, Qundle
They
tried.
have to pay for their own healing too. So.
Yeah.
I'm really hurt. That'll be 8 silver.
The medical is just terrible with Raspberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, dental's not so bad, but the medical.
All right. Severina will cast inspire courage again, and or continue to play her flute to inspire courage, and then she will use her guidance this time on Zell, just in case you need it.
Right.
That is Severina. Mikah, the tendrils just snapped back into your hands.
Sorry about that.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, well,
It's a conversation for later.
lost control. I'm gonna.
You lost control?
Well, we'll talk about it later. I'm gonna take out my dagger
Yep.
and just kind of run up to Selbit.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop. Meh.
Murder gnome engaged.
I'm gonna stab him.
All right, you get one
What did you
attack.
say to your bloodlust?
Never. Okay, let's
Not
see.
joining Razmir.
That's a 16.
16. You got him in a flank, or is that not a flank?
No.
All right. That is going to miss.
Dang it.
He's a slippery one.
Okay.
He is. That was Mikah. Zell.
All right. Well, but thanks to where you
Wait, did
positioned
we have
yourself,
something from Bard?
+1.
Plus 1.
Oh,
But
okay.
a
It
17
wouldn't
wouldn't have
have-
hit
okay.
either.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to flank him,
Now he's
All right.
flanked.
and I won't use
Uh-oh.
Twin Feint because it's not necessary anymore.
Yep.
So first is the Rapier Attack, which is it's 26.
Woo.
Crit. Oh, no.
Okay.
With the rapier?
Yeah.
Oh. Selvit was trying to have a good
This
day.
is not good.
Yeah,
He
but-
tricked us.
So this was 3 plus 7, 14, 20 piercing damage. We
You
really don't want
run
to join
him
Raz.
through, and he is like, and he collapses to the ground.
And that's it for him.
Hashtag Team Rogue.
Selvit collapses to the ground. The room grows deathly silent. Of Vokar there is no sign. He has left this place.
Well,
You remember when I said coming to the city was a bad idea?
You know what? I don't think we had a choice, but I agree with you.
Coming to the city was a bad idea. That is
Yeah.
never been more true. And everybody, that's where I'm going to call it for this session. I want to thank you all for watching this session of Oblivion Oath. Remember, tune in next Thursday. We'll be back here live on Twitch. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye,
Need
folks.
hero points.